Hi everyone, my name is William Hatcher, and today I'm going to talk to you about digital citizenship. So, as students have more use and access to technology, it's important to not only teach them how to use it, but also how to be safe and good citizens online. This is where a lot of lessons in digital citizenship is increasingly important. There are many resources online, and today I'm going to talk about two of them for you. So, let's take a look at the first one with Common Sense Education.
Now, I have used their website before for the reviews of apps and websites for learning, but also some professional development opportunities that they have both in person and self paced.
Now, on top of these two things, Common Sense Education has also extensive digital citizenship curriculum, and it offers things for both educators and also for families. So let's dive in.
Right away, their website is both colorful and easy to navigate. You can easily choose between the different grade levels. The website is also associated with Project Zero at Harvard, which has put out a lot of content over the years, both useful and research based. So let's take a look at grades 3 through 5. I like how they have different subcategories that you can choose from in case there's something in particular you would like to address with your class or review with a group of individuals. These include media balance and well-being, privacy and security, digital footprint and identity, relationships and communication, cyberbullying, digital drama and hate speech, and finally, media and news literacy. You can also see here that there's some other options, like looking at the research that they have behind their curriculum. It'll take you to a page where you can kind of see a more visual representation of this. They also have access to teachwithlearning.com or Nearpod, and even a training for teachers that is almost about an hour self paced teaching curriculum. Let's take a look at one of these lessons, the rings of responsibility. As you can see the title, a question, the objectives, some vocabulary that you might be using in this, and they also provide all the resources for the lesson as well, including a lesson plan with suggested times, any supplies that you may need, including slides, videos, handouts, quizzes, and even things for families. Let's take a second to look closely at the video that they have for this one, and then take a look at some of the resources that they have available that are in the supply section.
Imagine if you threw an empty plastic bottle on your bedroom floor. Now, what if it's a bunch of bottles?
The video is quite nice, and it kind of gets kids thinking. To make this even better, they provide kind of a discussion questions that you can throw after the kids watch it. The resources are both in English and in Spanish, which is great for multilingual learners. This is a kind of a look at some of the slides that they provide for this particular lesson that are all available through Google Drive, Google Slides, or Google Docs. Something really special about this curriculum is that they have something for the families as well. So if this is something you start in class, you can always get the parents on board by providing them a handout like this one and things that they can do at home. The in-class handout is another way that kids can get engaged. This one requires a little bit of art and coloring to get the visual representation of their time online. So overall, I really enjoyed my time reviewing Common Sense Education's digital citizenship curriculum. And I think there are a few things that make it a really great option for educators. First of all, I have to say that it's very clear cut and easy to use and navigate their website. Two, I think it's great that they provide so many resources such as slides, materials, handouts. And the third reason I think it's really great is that it has a family and a home connection, which I think is going to be really important. So let me know if you have any questions. I'd love to hear from you. And let me know if you've used it in your classroom. I'd love to hear some feedback. Thanks. The next curriculum I'm going to be taking a look at is one provided by BrainPop. Now, BrainPop has been around for quite some time, and I used to use it a lot with my students, especially related to science topics. Essentially, the website is broken down into these individual topics, and they have a short video along with accompanying resources. They've grown a lot over the years, and now they have a curriculum on digital citizenship. So let's take a look at that and see how it might be the same or differ from the Common Sense Education one. So right away you can see that it's very bright and colorful, and it has a lot of topics that you can dive into. Each of these includes a picture to kind of give a sense to visual learners, and clicking on one of these topics will take you to the main page for it. You can also see that there's games related to some of these topics, and there are also some resources for educators based on grade levels. Let's take a closer look at one of these topics. For example, digital etiquette. It'll open up to a page that has a video that you can watch with the students and lots of other resources on the right-hand side. Students are able to make things like mind maps, movies, learning new vocabulary, filling out worksheets. Some of them even have games that are related to the lesson. And there are even some things on related topics. These are not exclusively just for digital etiquette, but also kind of provide some historical ones or maybe some scientific related ones. They also provide the teacher with a lesson plan that is available through a link, and you can see how the steps you can take in order to strengthen and extend the lesson for your classroom. I also wanted to provide an example of one of the games that they have. Now, I found the game okay, but it also didn't really relate too much to the lesson that was being given. And it was kind of a little clunky and would require a lot of different lessons beforehand in order for students to be successful. But overall, I did like the idea of trying to make like a timeline of events in order for kids to investigate the history of online education. So going back to the guides, they do provide a guide for each of the grades, but it is only for Digital Citizenship Week, which is only a week, so it's not very long. So personally, I found that the BrainPop one was a little shallow compared to some of the other ones that I investigated. Now, the topics and the follow-up activities are nice, but they're kind of one note, so I don't really see a lot of room for extension or expansion. The students could probably be disengaged from doing the same type of activities each time, unless the teacher develops kind of their own pieces of curriculum. Another thing that I found was that you have to have a subscription in order to use their website. So I was only able to see the free topics. So if your school does have it, then I think it would be great. But if not, I would recommend maybe finding a more solid, more well-rounded one. So, all in all, we know that technology continues to evolve at a rapid pace, bringing extraordinary opportunities as well as real challenges for young learners. We can use the power of the internet and technologies to explore, connect, create, and learn in ways that we never were able to in the past. But with this power, there's also the dilemma and challenging issues such as cyberbullying, hate speech, privacy violations, distractions, and even more, which are surfacing more and more in schools and at home. So it's important to look at the research about how tech is developing. I found that the report provided by Common Sense Education was a great read for teachers, administrators, and even parents. I think overall, I would use the common sense lessons at my current school. I think they're well designed and provide lots of resources for students to foster necessary skills, but also dispositions for digital citizenship. I think it's important for them to have the skills to navigate the world, but they also need to cultivate these dispositions so that they can enact on those skills in their everyday life and whenever they come across it, especially on the internet. These dispositions are what guides the students' like thoughts and behaviors as they go around, and they shape what students think and care about and their influence when they use these certain sets of skills.